quite an interesting and sad story, this actually. This house has just been constructed, and the young man that lived here with his parents, he actually contracted HIV many years ago, and he'd been suffering with it for a long time. He was on the triple cocktail and whatnot, and then it ended up that he couldn't get access to his medication in the end, and then he died because of it, and he passed away. And then I mean, we don't know all the ins and outs. It could be that he couldn't access the medication. It could be that he just chose not to take the medication anymore. I don't know, and we don't ask. But the money that he got, the villagers, when somebody dies, everybody puts in some money into a pot, and there's some kind of social insurance as well. They use that money to then build this house here, and this little shrine is dedicated to him. It'll be here for 100 days while the monks come and pray for him. And he was a really pleasant guy. I met him a number of times. Very, very happy, smiley chap. But he was very young as well. I think he was only in his mid to late 30s. So yeah, it's sad. It's a sad story. But they're honouring him in the traditional way, and they built this little place, this little house. And now the older family will have somewhere to live. It's sad to see him go, really. อร่อยไหมครับใส่ปลาไหมไม่ใส่ไม่ต้องใส่ปูไหมไม่ต้องไม่มีปูใส่แต่ปลาร้าอย่างเดียวเหรอจ้าจะไปเส้นโน่นนี่จ้ะอ้าวโดยไม่น้อยบ้านจ้าไม่บอกอยู่จันชิมไหมต้องชิมได้ครับจ้าชิมเลยจ้ามือซี่ให้อร่อยไหมคะอร่อยเอาไปเลยจ้ะThree eggs. So last year I tried to plant a cornfield here in the garden, and it didn't go very well. And in fact, the locals ended up laughing at me because of it. They said it was it's quite funny how I'd done it, just not the standard way. So I was trying to brush up on my skills a little bit, and we're going to try again. I'm going to try and plant that cornfield again. This time in a little bit of a different area. I think I just put it in poor soil and in too much hot sun. If you don't succeed, try again. This was the area that I did it last time, and the soil here is quite poor, and I think the sunlight may be a little bit too harsh. It's not for when they're plants, it's for when they're seedlings coming up. This hot sun just batters them. So we're going to be trying right next to the bamboo hut this time, just a small little corn garden and a little bit of shade, just as a bit of a pilot. But at least I got her on the phone.
ตาได้ยองซอกกรมยองโจเรียกภาษาเมียนเตียงสลามลูตันยุเบิกบังเมียนเตียงเปลี่ยนสลามีโจลโมไซซอกตรึบไตรตลบหอวิ่งวิลตัวนโมสมโปนเอียงหองหิงเปรียตรในโจเนียงวงไอพินนเอเจ้านิกหิจำเริญมงคลการรับเพลชื่อชีวิงสะดำสปวดหัดปรำประเสริฐการลองประบาตุปาตาในเจตนังเยสังกานินาธรรมายาวานิพานโตมมังนาตันตุสัพพวิจาดุพุทธังหังราชาดุใบสัจจิจับช่วง
So we've got matching Buridam t-shirts now, or at least they both say Buridam on them. This is yours, isn't it, Tis? Do you like it? It's like same, isn't it? It's Buridam. Well, mine's Buridam, but a little bit small. I think it's a bit tight, babe, no?
Very small.
It's like I bought it for Otis and wore it. So,
you need L.
Buridam, do you like them? Yeah. High five. So on Wednesdays, I usually cook, Wednesdays and Fridays. Sundays and Thursdays is Mukrata night, and then Damo cooks the other 2 days. So it's Thai food when she cooks for us, and for me it's usually English food. So now it's a lamb stew, or we'll have something, usually maybe toad in the hole or some kind of English dish. Like that, just so it's not boring and keep it entertaining. She tries foods that I like, I try foods that she likes. It's a real nice mix, and it keeps you busy. Like cooking is one of my favourite pastimes, one of my favourite things to do, and it's why we really wanted to build this kitchen in the first place, so we could cook again. It's nice to prepare a meal. I find it very, very meditative, so you just go in that kind of state of not thinking, just peeling a potato. Things are nice and simple. Cooking is I think it's a very therapeutic thing to do, especially when you're using bits of your own veg as well that have been grown on the farm. Of course, there are things that don't, in my last vlog, when we went to Tesco, maybe some people are surprised that we shop at Tesco, but we can't grow cooking oil on the farm. We can't grow things like broccoli on the farm. We maybe could, but I don't know how to. There are certain things, certain fruits like apples and that don't come, that we can't get on the farm, and so we have to buy here in Tesco, so we can't grow ourselves. So, but having access to all those fresh ingredients, it's the good life, really is the good life. The simple life is the good life. Cooking. I was thinking the other day, the universe, this is going to get a little bit deep, the universe crystallizes itself into form, into a tree, into a person, into whatever it wants to do. We are the universe. This body came out of the world, it came out of the earth came out of the universe, so inherently we are the universe. And I was thinking, if the universe wanted to live a human life, what would it want to spend its time doing? Working in a busy office, or rushing around, stressed out your head in a traffic jam? Or would it like to just be cooking, hanging out with your family, listening to good music, teaching your children, making music, making art, making love, enjoying good food together day in, day out, enjoying the nature? I think that's what I'd want to be doing. And in many ways, that's what I feel like I am doing. I feel like what we are doing here is just enjoying the simple life. And you can do it wherever you are. Even if you can't do it 24/7, the times where you're not busy and rushed off your feet and working and stressed out, in those times where you kind of are free to do what you want to do, it's all just about being present, being now, being in this moment, enjoying the moment, having gratitude for the simple things like this potato, having gratitude in the moment. And that's all I'm ever trying to do. I think people assume, a lot of people comment stuff like, "Are you happy all the time? Is it because, you know, you live in rural Thailand? Maybe I should live to rural Thailand." I think it's not to do with me living in rural Thailand. And like I've said on this vlog, there are periods of depression, maybe once every 3 months, something like that. I'll have a few days or even a week of depression and then come back into now. But it's all about being present for me. So I'm just in this moment, enjoying this moment. What's going on in this moment? Okay, I'm peeling a potato. How wonderful that is, you know. The sun's shining. How wonderful that is. Watering the garden. Just simple stuff. Just being present and having gratitude in that moment for what's happening in that moment, as simple as it is. Even watching one of my favourite movies, watching Shawshank Redemption the other day, I'm just like, yeah, in the bamboo hut. This is nice, just sitting watching this movie in the moment. It's when we get lost in thought, lost in abstraction, that's where the stress is, that's where you're not present, that's where you're not feeling that simplicity of life. It's not turning off the thinking mind, but just not believing in thoughts anymore. Thoughts are illusions, you know, thoughts are just distractions. You're always projecting ourselves to a illusionary future or a past that's already happened, you know, and all those worries and fears you have of the future, and they never come to fruition. Nothing you ever plan ever comes to fruition half the time, you know. Nothing you ever fear ever comes to fruition. So why bother with it? Why not just be now? So I also wanted to comment on some of the more mundane realities of living in rural Thailand. Mundane, but still wonderful. These are our eggs. I mean, look at the size of some of these. These are huge, bigger than golf balls. Tennis balls nearly, these. And these are the duck eggs here. And I get them from a lady just down the road. It's 120 baht for all of those eggs, fresh as you like. And they're not like those Tesco crap and the supermarket crap, you know, where they've got the really yellow, pale yolks. These have got the nice, big, juicy orange yolks. That's how you know they're good. So yeah, that's where we get our fresh eggs. And I always keep a nice supply, a nice stock of eggs. Keep those in the fridge. So we obviously receive a lot of feedback on this channel, and some of it is critical and some of it's correct. We have been a little bit hypocritical when I've talked about recycling water, and we've been using water bottles, these kind of things here. And we haven't had a very good system in place, to be honest. But as Terence McKenna says, if you don't occasionally contradict yourself, your point is not nearly complex enough. So we do contradict ourselves. It's all a paradox, life. So what we have done, though, is try to improve our system. And I was recently watching the Russell Brand podcast, where I saw one of these on his desk. Seems so simple now I think about it, but yeah, I thought, you know what, we should do that. So I bought some. These are actually from IKEA, and we've been doing this now for about over a month. And basically, it's nice and easy. Just fill them up like this. We got one of these. This one you just charge it up with a USB pump, fill it up and stick it in the fridge, and they're nice and cold, and then enjoy it while you're done. I mean, the next step would be to filter our water, the water from the tap, but we've not got around to that just yet. Now, if you want to clean the bottles, you also got to buy one of these too, for that. So that will go in and just clean the bottles there. And then we're not using as many plastics then. Problem is, for the kids, these are a bit too heavy. So what we do is we've bought one set of these, and that can be reused again and again, so long as it's cleaned and it's got fresh water in it. It can be used again and again. That's just a nice little light one for the kids. So we also bought them some cups, just some plastic cups that we can reuse again and again. So that's what we're doing. We're trying to cut down our use of plastic. You would have seen many plastic bags in this vlog as well. It's hard to escape sometimes in Thailand, and when you're busy parents running at 100 miles an hour, you don't even think to take your own bag sometimes. But having a YouTube channel, we should probably make an effort, really, especially if we're going to talk about things like that. So we are making a bit of an effort. We've heard the criticism, and we can take it. We can be quite stubborn humans, can't we? We can always think that we're right on everything, but something I've learned in life is that I'm not right on everything. In fact, I've been wrong a lot of times. And I feel that I managed to get to where I am in life by learning from people that were a lot wiser than I was, quite young, listening to those people and thinking, yeah, maybe they've figured something out through experience that I haven't. So I'm humble enough to admit when I'm wrong, and so is Damo. I mean, there's still a lot of bullshit on there too, you know, a lot of stuff that people are quite overly critical. because they're very easy to criticize the other and judge the other, but they wouldn't look at themselves, like look around their own desk, what plastics they're using, look at their own life. It's just our nature. Humans are strange, aren't we? It's the ego, I think. I mean, the ego is a beautiful construct. It allows us to navigate the space. Without an ego, another Terence McKenna quote, you wouldn't know whose mouth to put the food in at a restaurant. You need your ego, you need your sense of separation. But the ego is always judging and comparing. I'm better than, and well, he's got that car, but I've got this car. Or he's got this, but I've got that. And so the ego, in order to maintain itself, is always comparing itself to another and judging and saying how wrong somebody is or how bad somebody is. But it very rarely looks at itself and says, hold on, I need to do an inventory of myself and see what I could possibly improve. That is the nature of the ego. If you'd like to know more about that, I recommend all of Carl Jung's work. I'm an avid Jung fan. I've been reading Jung for the past 15 odd years. Still don't understand all of it. He's absolutely an amazing mind, but the mechanisms of the ego. Since I'm starting to rant now, I've been thinking about talking about this for a while, but there are different types of people that watch YouTube, and I'm kind of categorizing them. One type of person just really loves Thailand and they want to see what it's like to live there. Usually they're looking to retire there or something. Another one is they like the family stuff. They like to watch families. They may be bored. They use it as a pastime. They like to follow a story, that kind of thing. Another one is the ego one. The ego one is the one who's always comparing and saying, well, I'm better than them. And he watches the YouTube video to see, he or she watches the YouTube video to see where they are better than the person that they're watching. And they thrive on the misery of another YouTuber or the struggle and the dark sides of things. So, and then another YouTuber is the secret philanthropist, I call them. They're the do-gooders. They want to help people. So it's have a think. What kind of viewer are you? Why do you like to watch YouTube? And I'd like that in a comment below. I'd be interested to know, why do you watch YouTube and why do you watch this channel? So there's my rant for today. Bye. Really good, isn't it, that lamb? Lamb. But just nice, falls off the bone, just melt in your mouth. Do you like mashed potato? Eat mashed potato too, please. And broccoli coming.
I don't like broccoli.
Well, you've got to eat it, haven't you? And then you'll be strong like Spider-Man. Leftover rice to the chickens, leftover fish to the cats, leftover meat and bones to the dogs, leftover vegetables to the rabbits. Nothing ever gets wasted here.